Good afternoon, everyone. This is Infrared, and we're standing in Foley Square so that you don't have to. Today is part of our continuation of Broadway hour by hour, where we're going to take the entire length of Broadway in Manhattan in roughly hourly segments. We're about a block from Broadway right now, but we're going to begin in Foley Square, a place I think everyone has seen at some point. Here's the municipal building. It was designed by the firm of McKim, Mead and White. And the federal courthouse. And then the tall building is another federal courthouse. And then this shorter building here is New York State Supreme Court, which you've seen if you've ever watched Law and Order or 12 Angry Men. This is a state office building, which also has some criminal courtrooms, and behind it is a part of the city's correction system known as the Tombs. The Manhattan House of Detention, also known as the Tombs. Directly in front of us is the headquarters of the city's Department of Sanitation. Here's a federal office building, the Jacob K. Javits Federal Office Building. And here there's no parking sign. Authorized vehicles only. AWM. What does AWM stand for? It stands for FBI. Don't ask me why, but where you see those signposts marked AWM, it's authorized parking for FBI cars. This plaza across the street has gone through a number of changes over the decades. I don't know if there's any place left for the public to sit there anymore. It used to be filled with benches. This building appears very briefly in the first episode of the 1950s Superman TV series, Superman on Earth. So, yes, it looks like it is open to the public. Okay. About 20 years ago, this had kind of traditional city park style benches and lamps. Your federal dollars at work. is Friday, April 1st, about 2 p.m.
April Fools!
Oh, is it April Fool's today?
Alright, Paula, where are we going?
And I don't know what they're doing across the street, but this was where the tented area is. That was the entrance that you used to use if you were trying to get some immigration paperwork processed. And then that plaza was open to the public, but now there is no plaza. So we're on Broadway, walking north. Catherine Lane, I never even knew existed. So this is Catherine Lane, one block. And this is 346 Broadway, which has been restored. It was used for decades as a city office building. I think the city owned it and sold it to private developers. When it was a city office building, it had the smallest elevators I ever experienced. It had a semicircular bank of semicircular elevator cars that comfortably fit maybe 3 people. So with a lot of them being out of service at any one time, it was a tight fit. And there were also courtrooms for Manhattan Criminal Court on that building. So often, if you were trying to reach a city department office on one of the upper floors, you might have been sharing an elevator with a criminal court defendant. So always a nice element of mystery in riding the elevators at 346 Broadway. Yeah. I guess this area of the city is still called Civic Center, by some, at least. So let's look at our 15-minute radius, which should bring us up to Houston Street. Let's see if we can get to Houston Street in the next 15 minutes. This is an express bus to Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Is this a remnant of Asian Lunar New Year? Or is this always up here? We're approaching Canal Street, and as you can see, the pedestrian traffic is getting a lot more dense. And let's see, can we cross in the next 7 seconds? Can we? Yep. But just barely.
Please. Never seen a car in emergency room.
And we'll just briefly eastbound on Canal Street, heading towards the Manhattan Bridge, westbound, and already congested at 2:15 in the afternoon. This is traffic most likely heading for the Holland Tunnel, or at least being backed up by traffic headed for the Holland Tunnel. Here's one of many entrances to the Canal Street station. I should have mentioned where we began this walk at Foley Square is you can get there on the 4, 5, and 6 at Brooklyn Bridge City Hall, or the J, Z to Chambers Street.
Yep.
They're actually the same station. They're connected. Here's a drinking water sampling station for the city's drinking water system. And yes, made in Brazil. Well, that's an interesting name for a business. Are they experts at correcting for property damage or causing it? Want your property damage? Call us. This used to be on Canal Street. Last call for breakfast. Don't know what that means. Whoa. But look at the lineup for the sale. What are all these people lined up for? Probably not Weed World. How long does this line go on? Is that the end of the line? We're at Spring Street. Well, appears to be the end of the line. What's sold here? Jersey City. Welcome to New York. Down there, you may be able to see about a block and a half away on the right side of the street, New York's first Apple store. And people waiting to get into Prada. All right.
Posting, I was like,
From Prada to Parade. What is Parade? Colorful. So this whole shopping district, I guess I would consider part of Soho. Soho, south of Houston, and we are just south of Houston. And the city map said we would be at Houston in 15 minutes, and it's actually 14 minutes, so nice pace. I think the walking time on the city maps is calculated at 3 miles per hour, which is 1 block per minute. We have Houston Street, and we're about to be run over. Looking east, looking west, looking inside. Another tour bus. Smell-o-vision. It's really strong weed smell around here. Well, this sign says now we're in NoHo, north of Houston. Houston is the equivalent of Zero Street, more or less. And this is Bleecker. I think Bleecker will be the subject of its own walk. Because there is a lot to see on Bleecker Street as it makes its way from the West Village to the East Village. take a look at the buildings across the street. You don't really get to appreciate this at street level. Now's the reddish brown street sign on Bond Street indicates. This is the NoHo Historic District. I think that's a, whoa, fairly recent historic district designation. So let's get a look at some of the historic buildings and some of the less historic buildings. A bus, an express bus. I think express buses charge $6 currently, compared to the base subway fare of $2.75. Whoa! Okie doke. Oh, Great Jones. Oh, yeah. One of my favorite street names. Great Jones Street. I think that's tied with Little West 12th Street for my favorite street name. Why is it named Great Jones? And what is this place that's called Dig? What do they serve? I don't know. Okay, it's the first time I've seen this. Halal Asian. Cool. NYU has its own fleet of buses. This, I think, is an NYU building. And a lot of the NYU campus is to the left or west of here and centers around Washington Square. That will be the subject of another walk. So one of Michael Bloomberg's daughters, not so many years ago, the Hall of Armors and Arms at the Metropolitan Museum was renamed the Emma and Georgina Bloomberg Hall of Arms and Armor. But I think that Met Museum Hall has undergone another name change. I think there's another major donor now whose name has replaced Emma Bloomberg's.
Oh no. Bye, have fun.
Never heard of this place before, but it says since 1964. Later. Well, I didn't know this either, that this street to the left is East 9th Street, to the right is Wanamaker Place. Although I guess it shouldn't surprise me because down here, which is it's somewhere near 4th Avenue, and Astor Place was the Wanamaker's department store, and I think that used to be called Wanamaker Square. Wanamaker's, of course, was the big department store in Center City, Philadelphia, right across from City Hall. But it's no longer Wanamaker's. The department store is still there, but it's something else that survived longer, like a Macy's. All right, we'll wait. Grace Church. And here, Broadway windows, New York University. So what can we see in Broadway windows? Okay, and there you have Broadway windows. Nice water tower. Now you can see the Empire State Building in the background. Right. So, Pret, which used to be called Pret-a-Manger, British chain, as it says, it started in London in 1986, came over to New York in the late 90s. Their menu back then was decidedly more British tilting than it is today. Let's look inside. So, sandwiches already made. And that's it. I don't think anything except perhaps hot beverages like coffee are made to order. Everything else is just prepared in advance. There are cold sandwiches. Well, all the sandwiches are cold when you first. Actually, I think in the last few years they have some hot sandwiches for sale, but again, already made.
Yeah, because I saw one in
We're at 13th Street, which means we're one block from 14th Street, and at Broadway and 14th Street is Union Square. And what happened to the remnant of this bus stop sign? Oh. Okay. I didn't know there was one here. I think we went to one in Boston in the spring of 2011.
January, February. I mean, I love October, November, and after Christmas.
I'm not like the biggest chocolate fan, so the idea of coming in there and having everything
But here we have Union Square Park, and as part of our walking Broadway hour by hour, we're going to walk through Union Square Park. In the 70s and 80s, this was considered very dangerous. Union Square was a place to be avoided. And as you can see, very, very dangerous. Frightening.
Me or him. And he's like,
Well, this would indicate that the green market is here. As that sign just said, the green market is open on Fridays. So Union Square Green Market was one of the first to be established in the city. I don't know how long ago. To set up green markets at city parks. And Union Square, I think, is one of the biggest. Alright, we're going to walk through the green market, the Union Square Green Market.
Jumbo.
Okay, now we're talking. Orange County Distillery.
Like cheese, crackers, salami.
So, fresh fruit and beer. And where's the beer from? Oh. Let's see. Food with ingredients from the Miliarelli farm. Lost bread. Why is it lost?
Are you okay? No. Yeah. Always.
just from that maize and blue out.
Our daily bread is in a lot of green markets. She joined like
This bag won't leak, but it might sweat. I'm in the giving room.
But wait, there's more.
I'm sorry.
He has one and you just violated it.
Guys,
Yes, you do.
where is the Hudson Valley Duck Park?
Out of Southern County.
Okay,
Right
where?
outside of Monticello, New York.
Okay, thanks.
Sorry, we didn't hear you.
When I realized he was thinking that was it, it was going down the tube.
I can use it as is.
Yeah, you can use it as it.
Like you told me.
Ooh, maple candy.
It is something that we just drink. It's very lightly flavored, only about 2% sugar, naturally sweet. There's like a light on the little bit vanilla flavor. But we drink it like water.
Oh, I gotta get one of those.
Really uncomfortable.
So when you open this, you have to drink the whole thing at once.
Okay.
It only lasts once you open it, only about like a day to 2 days.
Got it.
It's starting to degrade the minute you add
So
the
it's kind of like opening up a soda, right?
Yes. Yep. $5. Oh, we're going to do that works.
I don't know why, but suddenly I'm thirsty for cider. Millhouse's family. Okay, well, I think we've reached the end of the market, and we'll just cut through here and reunite with Broadway, noting Rafiki's halal stand across the street. I think they have several locations. And there we go. So, I think this wraps up this hour of Broadway Hour by Hour. We're ending at the Union Square Green Market. You can get here or from here at the Union Square station with entrances right in the park. The Union Square stop on the 4, 5, 6, N, Q, R, W, and L. All right. So, thank you for spending this time with us. This is Infrared, and this is what you've been watching and eating.